What is the best way to protect your Apple Vision Pro? Since day one, I've had mine in the marshmallow case. Of course, it's not the official name, but it's what a lot of people call it, or the a little bit more premium sounding astronaut case. This is the first party case straight from Apple, and to be honest, I'm a fan of it. I don't have a lot of cons to it, but Spigen actually reached out and they thought that I would thoroughly enjoy their case as well. And so they sent one over, and of course I thought of you guys, my favorite people in the whole world. And I know there's a lot of other people out there trying to protect their Vision Pros, and you don't want to buy something cheap because who wants to be walking around and the handle breaks and then your $4,000 face PC falls to the ground. But $200 for a case is a lot of money. And at the time of this recording, the Spigen case is $89, so less than half the price of this. How does it compete? Is it on the same level? Is it better? Is it worse? This is not a sponsored video at all. Yes, they did send me the case, but there were no promises or money exchanged at all. So taking a look at the exteriors here, we can see that they're pretty similar in size, to be honest. I was kind of interested to see if this was like smaller, because this is kind of a beefy already. And I know a lot of people are bringing this onto planes. And so everyone's playing that game of like, can I get it as an extra personal item? Is it like a purse? They both fall under the class of semi-hard shell cases. Now, although this looks like super squishy and soft, and it does have kind of a fun little plushy outer layer, when you press down on this thing, you can feel that there's one of these semi-hard shell cases inside of it. So this is not a mushy case. I'm not pressing immediately down on the Vision Pro when I do that, compared to the Klasden, which does just have the semi-hard shell look to it. When it comes to the look, honestly, I'm a fan of both. They're two different vibes, but I like them both equally. I like the astronaut kind of look. It's pretty unique feeling and looking. And although I aesthetically love the white, I am more careful of where I put it down. I'm not putting this on the street and concrete or like messy surfaces and stuff, because I'm conscious of, I want to keep this thing white and in good condition because it was $200. Whereas this one, although it still looks premium and everything, the gunmetal gray, darker color of it and the material makes me feel more comfortable to set it down in more places. And I would say that's an advantage. Obviously, we like keeping our stuff looking nice, but anything that I feel more comfortable to like, yeah, this is fine to set down right here so I can open it up and deal with it, is definitely a plus in my book. Another potential advantage to this one is the fact that there is no branding anywhere on it. I guess a little logo for Spigen or whatever on the side handles, but there's nothing like on this, which one stands out because if you know Apple products, you know what this is, but also it literally says Apple Vision Pro on it. And so you know what's inside of here. This one could be a bunch of different things. It doesn't immediately call out what's inside. And so if I'm a thief and I'm, sitting next to someone and I see these two things on a bus, I'm probably going to grab this one before I grab this one. And so I know a lot of people are pretty conscious of having unbranded or bags that don't immediately call out what's inside of it. Then you may like the minimalism of this one right here. In terms of functionality, they both have the same exact thing on the outsides. We simply just have a zipper to open it up, and we do have a top handle here. Now, on the Spigen case, they do have a little slit for this, so you can kind of retract the handle to be pretty flush with the overall system, which gives it a really nice aesthetic. And then when you pull up on it, it comes up just maybe 2 inches or so. And this could be subjective. I'll give you my opinion. On the Apple case, there is a similar design. We have a flush handle, and then when we pull up on it, it comes up a couple inches. I will say I like the design of Apple's more because it has a elastic feeling to it. So when I lift it up and the weight of the case creates it into a handle, but as soon as I put it back down, it retracts into the side. So clearly there's like an elastic band or something in there where it just always retracts back to this. Whereas on this case, it is just that little slit, which requires some friction in both directions. So if I want this to be flush, I kind of have to push it down. So now let's get them opened up and actually see the important stuff, which is on the inside. Now, first we'll look at the Vision Pro's case. Since this one we've seen before, I'll kind of go over it quickly. But when we open it up here, we have two different sides. And on the right side, we have a perfect spot for the battery and cable all together. Of course, I like this because it, this little crevice shows you exactly which way the cable should go. It folds up, it's Velcro. It's very simple to get this in and out. And then on this side, we have, obviously, you just put your Vision Pro there. You have the little front spacer on there. And then it has this adjustable slide depending on which guard, blanking on what this is called. If you have the larger one, you can slide this forward and back depending on your Vision Pro setup. And then it also did come with this little accessory pouch, and this is where you put everything. So I have the Vision Pro microfiber cloth in here. You got the 30-watt wall charger and the USB-C braided cable. All just kind of thrown in here. There's no like extra organization in there. It's just a nifty little pouch. And I don't hate it, I don't hate it at all. It's nice to have the flexibility of putting in other accessories if you wanted to. And I gotta point out the inside of this, like the microfiber feeling is so soft, but everything fits in very quickly and easily. And that I think is important for cases like this. I'm someone who I don't just throw things into a bag. I like organization and for things to go in a certain spot. Where this kind of falls short is if you have a secondary battery, which a lot of people pick up. You can't really put that anywhere. You're kind of just, you'd throw it right here, but then when you close it, it's going to be like pushing on top of the headset. Like, this is a good case and a good setup if you just want the bare essentials of accessories. So where I'm interested in the Klasden is, where can it differ? What are some of the extra benefits? Can I fit more things in the same kind of area? All right, so let's get this opened up here. Got nice quality feeling zippers on the outside. Oh, and already I can tell we are going to have some more options here. So what does it say for Apple Vision Pro? All right, so you get kind of the call out for the product inside. It looks like we have some very strong like cable organizers up here at the top. And of course I did see, like, I've seen images of this case before. So I think this is for some of the essentials. Maybe this middle one for the wall adapter, I think. Maybe that's too big. No, that fits there. Yeah, I think I saw that. All right, and then we got cable, which I'm sure I could fold up super tightly and fit in there as well. But then we have this area, which this is just kind of a mesh open spot. I like that. That's right. It has an AirTag kind of hidden holder, and I do love that. I am surprised that there's no official spot for an AirTag. All right, so here I have a little AirTag. Unzip this, throw it in there. And now we have a nice little way to at least track if this entire case and setup goes missing at least. So in the middle, we have this plushy thing that literally almost feels like a pillow. Like you just like, puts that an angle and at an airport. Huh, hidden use case. It's more bubble wrap. So we essentially have a like leather hard shell case within a case. So part of me thinks that this is removable. It does look and sound like Velcro when I pull up on it a little bit, but I think the entire thing is Velcro. And so I think it's one of those that you probably don't take out too often, mostly going to stay stationary. It has its own little zipper, and then inside, okay, so this is just like a, similar to the Apple kind of satchel thing. It's kind of a throw it all in there sort of deal. So let's see how the basic stuff fits in here. So obviously we have the Vision Pro, and with the Vision Pro in there, you can still access everything in this little cube just fine. Obviously that goes over top. And so this acts as a protectant for anything you have stored on this side. Obviously, like the thick 30-watt charger there lines up with the back side of the Vision Pro and not the front side, so that shouldn't have any issues. if I grab the other accessories, so like if I take cable, put it there, throw the microfiber cloth all inside there. Obviously, if I have another cable, maybe a shorter USB-C or an extra charger or something, then all that's left is going to be the battery. I want to see, will it fit in here? Oh yeah. So it fits in there. And then will it also fit in this space, which it does very nicely. So that means is you can have two batteries and cable systems fully, to travel with you all inside one case without any issue. And so that's very nice. I know there are some people who like to keep the cable and battery plugged in. So essentially keeping your Vision Pro in standby mode. And on the Apple one, it's pretty easy. You have the Vision Pro over here, the case, and you just let the cable kind of dangle over. And as it closes, the cable's not really going to get caught or anything. Here, you technically could do that, I guess, if you just keep the battery in here and let the cable kind of, you don't zip it up all the way. I will say the only con to this setup that I kind of see is if you're keeping this center thing inside of here, if you have the Vision Pro in, if I just want to grab like a cable real quick, to zip and unzip is a bit harder because there's not a ton of space. Your front lenses are right here, so I would probably want to zip this part closed, so that way the metal zipper part is all the way down here. Yeah, if I were to unzip this right now with the Vision in there, yeah, I'd be going very close to the lens. So if you have this case, I highly recommend taking this out if you're interfacing with the zipper or this bin. I did it. I couldn't resist. Okay. Confirmed. We have a strong rim of Velcro on here. This whole bottom part is Velcro. So this is fully removable if you want to switch it out, or if you just don't want it in there at all for some reason. And so, yeah, it's in there quite well. Like when you put this thing down, that is not going anywhere, which can be a pro and con. Again, the Apple One is just kind of a little pouch that's kind of thrown anywhere, which, it's really just subjective. But if you like a very kind of rigid setup, then you'll kind of like the fact that it kind of stays down and doesn't get moved around. So that's taking a look at both these cases. What is the final verdict or final thoughts on it? I'll be honest, I think both of them are pretty solid buys. Maybe they're just for different types of users or people or different scenarios. On the exterior, they're both pretty much the same size, roughly the same weight. And so you're still going to run into that issue if you travel a lot of like, is an airline going to count this as a personal item, a purse? So there's not an inherent advantage to either of these in that scenario. However, if you're going to be paying or taking up a extra personal item space, this one does have some more storage inside of it. So you could also fit, iPhone chargers, iPad chargers, maybe an Apple Watch. You could fit 2 Vision Pro batteries. Like you can fit some extra stuff in here to make it a little bit more versatile and worth it if it's taking up, counting as your personal item. Whereas this one, again, you're pretty much only getting the basic Vision Pro setup accessories. Obviously, the biggest advantage to the Klasden here is the fact that it comes in at under $100, at least again at the time of this recording. And so at less than half the price of the Vision Pro, you're getting all of the same features. Aesthetically, they're very comparable in terms of premium feeling materials and very well built. So yeah, we have 2 very solid cases at 2 different price points and for different types of people. Let me know down in the comments below, which case are you leaning towards, either you've picked up or that you would if you had the chance. Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to get subscribed so you don't miss out on more Vision Pro experience content. See you guys in the next video.